Elbaf's tree is the tree from which our ship is made. There's going to be a war on Elbaf, and we're going to... Our ship will be damaged, and we're going to use the tree on Elbaf to repair our ship, and then sail into the final saga, just like we did with the time skip. You know how we used the Mary for most of pre-time skip? And now we're using the Sunny post-time skip. Well, there's going to be another upgrade to the ship that we use in the final saga. And we're going to use it because our ship will be damaged. That's the prediction. Chapter 1091. Colorpsread. What in the hell am I even looking at? I mean... Looks like a good pizza, I guess. Wait, hold up. Where's Robin? Why is Robin not in this? Where's Robin? What happened? Well, that's a scam. Alright, let's keep going. Chapter 1091. Sentomaru. Well then. You know what I said a few weeks ago? About chapters being named after a single character? Yeah. Admiral Kizaru is in the field. Get ready for the enemy reaction. Don't let them shoot those lasers. Fire the cannons. Alright, so an all-out battle is actually breaking out. And I guess my prediction about us getting a flashback is also wrong. We're not returning to what happened. We're just moving on. Okay. The Sea Beast weapons are attacking. Open fire. Steam Knuckle. This dude's design is still like... How many chins does he have? Imagine... This has been like an ongoing meme. Imagine when they get to this part of the story in live action. Oda's character designs, as we get further on, are just like... It's insane. You're dealing with us. The Vice Admirals have made landfall. Alright, and they're just firing their lasers. In the Labo phase. They're fighting at the coast. It's the Navy against the Robo Sea Beasts. Authority chip... Okay, so this is just reminding us of the hierarchy. Which also seems kind of sus. Reminding us right now. I wonder if this is like immediately a clue that the that Saturn will take over. I wonder if that's what this is telling us. Because reminding us about the hierarchy right now is kind of sus. Isn't that why he showed up to take out Sentomaru? Kizaru? Stussy was right. They sent an admiral here? This brings back some very unpleasant memories from Sabo, the archipelago. Very fourth wall breaky of you, Brooke. They're fighting right below us. I'm sorry, Sentomaru. This fight might be too cruel to ask of you. I won't blame you for running away. He's getting so blasted. 1,000,000% he's getting blasted. Hurry up and surrender. You know you want to, Sentomaru. I'm not even going to try to say that. I don't know what that is. Yasakani? Sacred Jewel? Yasakani? Sorry, old man, but I made a promise with Straw Hat Luffy. Since when did you side with pirates? Okay. I wonder how far they're actually going to go. Because now I'm also thinking, like, an incident, right? I keep circling the word incident. Someone betraying the Navy like their own dudes is also something that is worthy of calling it an incident. Because if people desert you, or they betray you or something like that, you want to cover that up because that implies some sort of, like, not revolution, but, you know, like, people going against you. So I wonder if Kizaru might even turn against them. Because if the Navy starts to turn on Saturn, because Saturn starts to get some extreme ideas. Okay. They asked us to hunt these bears. Who is that? A child? What a mega chad. I hate the villagers, they're so weak. I ain't going back there. You got kicked out? I'm so tough I don't even get hungry. Well, he's the reverse Luffy, I guess. But I still want a job. I want money. And is there something you want with that money? Onigiri. Okay, never mind. Never mind. You were so adorable back then. What an interesting thing to include. I'm just thinking back to all the I'm just a cog in the machine talk from Kizaru. If this is a betrayal, I think that'd be very interesting. I don't see it though. Alright, let's keep going. How would you like to be my bodyguard, boy? You're giving me a job, I'll take it. I taught you everything I could, young Sentomaru. Sumo strike, but my defense is just as tough as yours. Okay, you know what? I don't think they're really holding back. It doesn't seem like it anyway. Our boy's getting blasted. Wait, hold up. Is that it? Pacifistas, now that your control tower is unconscious, there's a change of plans. Help the naval battleship sink the sea. That's it. That's Sentomaru done. Well, that theory was short-lived. Let's keep going. It's a shame, but if we can keep... I don't think it's actually completely dead. I don't think it's completely dead in the water, because I still think there is something that Saturn might want to pull in order to convert Kizaru. Don't think it's entirely dead. It's a shame, but if we can only keep one, it should be the Pacifistas. Give me a report of the damages from the last few minutes. Yes, sir. Sentomaru's down. I'll take that shield system down, I know. We can't let Sentomaru's sacrifice go to waste. Kizaru's light itself will pass right through the laser barrier. You mean he's coming here? Yes. But he totally wiped the floor with us years back. Well, things have changed. Things have changed. Oh, the Straw Hat crew. Alright, and he's zipping up. That's not good. All good so far. Just gotta take the ship around. That was me. Sorry. That was me. That was me. Please do. What's this about Lilith? An emergency alarm, why? No one should be able to get in. Okay, and he's in. Checklist to keep safe. The power plant. Punk records. York. Who is actually a friend? Checklist to be eliminated. Dr. Vegapunk. Kizaru is inside the dome. Luffy's group is in the front. Runaway Luffy. Well then. Okay, this I like. This I like. The fact that, whatchamacallit, what's his face? Oh my god. Lucci. The fact that Lucci is just being Lucci, I like that. I like that this isn't another, he becomes an ally for us for now, and then something happens. I like the fact that he's still a baddie. All of this was just a ploy. Because I'm still mad about the fact that he took the fattest L known to man and he got promoted. So I'm happy to see that after he received his promotion, he's actually better at his job. He actually does his job now. He stayed undercover, and he struck when he had the opening. As for what's actually going to happen to Stussy, who knows? I'll take the Tsunami. What gives a bubble gun? Okay. So what has happened now is Lucci was supposed to be a big antagonist, but now he has been demoted to being a Zoro fight. He is no longer a big antagonist. Now Zoro is going to take him. Actually, it's kind of... After Wano, I guess that doesn't really mean anything, because Zoro did kind of solo Kaido as well for a little while, so, you know. Doesn't really mean anything. Zoro can take him. It's gonna be fine. Zoro can take him, it's no big deal. So you got back up and thought you could make your move, huh? Between Kizaru and me, you're all dead. I doubt it. No wonder I didn't see their ships on the shore, it was up here. He's an admiral, what do we do, Luffy? Hmm? Hello there. Long time no. Very bad manners. Compared to 2 years ago, we're 100 times stronger now. Is that it? That's it? I mean, I don't think what they're going to... Momo? Momo is in fact there. I don't see them giving us a full-blown 1v1 between Luffy and Kizaru. But maybe they will. Because, like, I feel like a lot of the, like, Emperor versus Admiral fights have been purposely ambiguous. You know, we never really see them, and I think that's what makes the world feel super alive. Because the question you always ask is, if one side is more powerful than the other, like, how is the balance not tipping in one's favor, you know? And so whenever we really saw them fight, it was always in places where it's not really a one-on-one. Like, Marineford was an all-out battle, so even though all the admirals were there, well, Whitebeard was there with like 7 different armies. So that wasn't really a fair fight by design. So are they really going to give us Luffy facing off against Kizaru legit one-on-one? I don't think so. And if they do, how would that even work? Because if Luffy straight up beats him, then he's unstoppable. Well, I mean, if Luffy does beat him, and like we talked about before I started reading the chapter, if Luffy beats him, and then Lucci is also defeated, and basically their entire attack on Egghead falls apart, that's an incident. They launched an all-out assault on a pirate, and just completely lost. That is definitely an incident. But at the same time, that also kind of happened with Garp. right? Because technically speaking, they got everyone out, but the same thing kind of happened with Garp as well. So was that an incident? I don't really think so. I think he beats him, but doesn't KO him, just escapes. Yeah, but then I kind of don't see them calling that an incident, you know? I think there must be something else that happens. Whether that is Vegapunk's death or something going wrong. I don't have high hopes for a serious fight. I don't either. That's what I'm saying, right? I think it's too early to have an explicit one-on-one fight with an admiral. Because at that point, like, well, what's left? I think it would be really, really interesting if this does involve some sort of Kizaru kind of going against Saturn because Saturn is doing something just too extreme. We sort of got glimpses of this in the in one of the previous chapters, didn't we? Because we already saw Kizaru and Saturn butting heads. Yeah, so he didn't want to go after Lucci. That's not a very sporting thing to do when a man is making a principal stand like that. I'd prefer to play this one by the book. I think that'd be really interesting. Because if they lose one of their own during a battle that is supposed to be against an emperor, that is definitely a big incident that is worth worrying about for the world government. But this is a really, really weird one. Especially with Lucci also popping off at the same time. Because I have no idea how strong Lucci actually is. Zoro is obviously an absolute monster at this point. About Lucci, I'm not sure. Elbaf is next. 1,000,000% Elbaf is next. How do we get there and why do we go there? Is the question. Elbaf is 100% next. We even literally said this. We even got a Luffy song about Egghead being not Egghead. Elbaf being next. Now I'm getting really caught up on the idea that our ship gets damaged and we repair it on Elbaf. I think that'd be really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really getting caught up on that idea now. But that would still involve us fighting someone. And, like, another thing. I keep saying that they take a big fat L, right? But I don't think Saturn would be brought into the story now. And I don't think the hierarchy system would be so explicitly pointed out if Saturn wasn't important to this. So I think if we don't have a battle here, this whole thing will just be dragged over to Elbaf. Because Saturn right now is a literal Chekovs gun. Like, he is here for a reason. I don't think there's a scenario where he is just kind of chilling there and letting everything go down. But I have no idea when he's actually going to come into play. Bonney also doesn't seem to be doing anything, and Bonney hasn't been mentioned since she was brought up last or the chapter before that, so she is still just kind of vibing. Yeah, I mean, that's 1091. I'll give it a very respectable 8 out of 10. I have nothing to go off of. It's a fight. Oh, and Blackbeard's ship is still on the way. Well, not Blackbeard's ship, but one of the Blackbeard ships. Which, by the way, hasn't been mentioned in months. It's been months since we saw the ship. There is a Blackbeard someone on the way, right now. Potentially already here. And Naru shows up next chapter. He just shoots a laser from the moon, is what he does. Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, hold on. No, this doesn't work. No, this doesn't work. Hold on. Because Blackbeard is on the way. Well, not Blackbeard, but doesn't matter. Could Blackbeard's ship be the thing that causes this incident? Could there be a case of him somehow infiltrating the Navy ships and doing something real bad? Well, not again, not Blackbeard, someone from Blackbeard's crew. Or better yet, what is the shape-shifting lady? I just got a devious idea, hold on. Blackbeard Pirates, what's her name? Katarina Devon. Yes. And she had... She had a mythical zone, right? What are the most powerful fruits that we know of right now? Mythical zones. Mythical zones tend to sort of cross boundaries that we didn't really think could be crossed, right? So what if the reason why we are explicitly being given a hierarchy of power is because she infiltrates Egghead and overrides all of them, and they become free agents. She straight up yoinks all of the pacifistas, all of the whatchamacallits, and she controls all of Egghead's army single-handedly. Now that would be a twist and a half, because I don't see anyone else on Blackbeard's crew creating more carnage than she could. Because if she can shapeshift into Saturn, That would be kind of huge. And because it is a mythical zone, I kind of want to say that it takes all of their properties. If that's what Oda is cooking, that would be gnarly, and I would love that. Because I love myself a free agent in the middle of a fight. That's exactly why I think Dofi in Marineford was so good. Dofi in Marineford casually saying, like, the victor is decided or rather justice is dictated by the winner. That's so good. It can only be one that wasn't fighting Law or Garp. I think she's the only one left. I think so too. That's why I bring it up. That's why I bring it up, because we've technically seen most of Blackbeard's forces fight. Blackbeard himself is obviously preoccupied with Law. Well, I mean, not anymore. But he was. Okay, yeah. This is my prediction. This is my prediction. The incident on Egghead is literally their entire forces being annihilated, not by Luffy, but by Katarina taking over their army and annihilating them. And this entire carnage caused by the single Katarina is why Luffy and the rest escape, and that somehow builds into us landing on Elbaf, and somehow into the final war. I still don't know why Katarina would do any of this, but let's assume that she knows about Saturn, she knows about Vegapunk's forces, she knows about the fact that she can override them, and she knows all of these things. I don't know how she'd know that, but technically, it's possible. Technically. That's my prediction. That's my final prediction. So now I'm just trying to fit in all the pieces where the fight is already started, but there are still a lot of guns on walls, such as the Blackbeard ship, such as Saturn, such as Bonney, such as the authority hierarchy that we've been reminded of again. This feels like Oda setting out dominoes, you know? And I don't think we've seen them fall yet, is what I'm suspicious about. Not to mention the fact that we still haven't heard a single thing about Kuma's memories, which just happened. It was there one moment, and the next, Bonney was very happy. There's a lot of things I feel like we still need to do on Egghead, which goes against my theory that we're not going to see a fight and just escape. This whole thing is very spooky. It doesn't have to be planned, simply Devon observe the Navy, learns about the Pacifista and sees Saturn, then transform into him, yoink all the Pacifistas and Seraphim and get out. I think if it is a, I think if she doesn't even fight them but just yoinks them, that would be insane. Imagine Blackbeard's army of Seraphim. I think that'd be really, really, really fun. I'm curious where she can be. We saw Blackbeard's ship and then we skipped to a day after, so she has to be on the island already. The day skip is still what has me super caught up, right? Because Egghead was obviously a mystery, right? For most of Egghead, we were dealing with the question of who is the traitor. It was a whodunit, an Among Us, you know? There was someone among us. Now we know who was among us. But it still feels like Oda wants to keep up the mystery, but he has just now shifted the mystery to a different character and different things. But there is still an underlying mystery on Egghead. And I don't think this battle is really what we should be focusing on. I still think at the heart of it is still a mystery. And I don't know. It seems very, very sus. We'll not see Akuma flashback for quite some time, in my opinion. Somehow it is a massive lore dump, no idea how. I think so too. I think so too. I think something in Kuma's memories is either like absolutely instrumental to the revolutionaries, something about the true history, something about Vegapunk's research. It has to be something like super, super big. And also, obviously, there's a huge shift in Bonney's character, which also seems like what happened, you know? Because last chapter we even got Luffy, it was Luffy or Nami. One of them said like, what's up with you? Luffy said that, yeah. That's why people keep speculating Bonney is Katarina? Hold up, no. Oh my god, I think you're right. Oh my god, that makes so much sense, actually. The fact that Luffy is the one to point out the change in emotions? But she can't enter, yes. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, you're right. Because that would have been such a good twist. The fact that Luffy, of all people, you know me. Something sus happens, I immediately start spinning up theories, right? Luffy mentions emotions, that's when you know something happened. Is it Oda just wanting us to like pay attention to the fact that Bonney is now happy? Could be. Or is it a Chekovs Gun of sorts, where, hey, look at this, it was Luffy who talked about emotions. Might want to keep an eye on the fact that suddenly she changed emotions. As if it's not even her. But she can't enter. right? What does the timeline on that look like? I've got no idea. Blackbeard's crew came in before the emergency wall? I don't know, I kind of want to go back. When was the chapter that they appeared? I don't even remember. Yeah, Luffy said, why are you so cheerful all of a sudden? It's weird. And then she says, I decided not to kill Vegapunk. But apparently she did cry all night. Which, actually, yeah. She does have an alibi, right? If Luffy says... Because Luffy is very honest. So if Luffy bluntly says, oh, so crying all night helped you? I think she was crying all night. So whatever she learned made her cry, but then cheery. Which, by the way, the fact that it was so long ago makes me even more suspicious. I think it was even before all the revolutionary stuff. There it is, found it. Chapter 1079. So 79 was... 79 is after the the thing went up. So she can't be inside. So wherever she is somewhere outside of the zone. So if she is yoinking Saturn's body, then that makes sense. That'd be so much fun too. But anyway, I guess I'll leave it there for today, because I mean at this point I think we're going kind of in circles. I think we're gonna see in the next few chapters whatever Oda's cooking. I do think it's Katarina, and I do think that she's going to be a free agent in the middle of all of this. And I do think that she might be responsible for this being called an incident. I think all of that just lines up way too well. Especially because it has been so long since Oda just casually sprinkled in the fact that Blackbeard's ships are on the way. You know, this is Oda after all. A long-form story enjoyer. My guy just literally sprinkles in, yeah, Blackbeard's on the way. And I also find it curious that I think he... I just closed the tab. But I think it's actually like literally right after the phase, the Labo phase thingy was like closed off, right? Which sort of makes me think that Oda was like, okay, I need to tell everyone that I've closed off the thing so no one can get inside. And now I will tell them that Blackbeard is also on the way. I keep saying Blackbeard, it's not Blackbeard, but you know what I mean. I cannot imagine what could stop Bonney from crying to being happy. It might be something along the lines of like... Because maybe like she was chasing Kuma all the time. And she thought like, she maybe thought like Kuma was ruined by Vegapunk or something like that, right? Because she wants to kill Vegapunk for some reason. And potentially it's because he ruined her dad, if you will. But maybe she learned their true memories and realized that no, like Kuma always was fine with this, something like that. I don't know. I would have to go through all the dialogue again, honestly, because I don't really remember it that well. I've only read through all of these once. So all of this is just purely on my working memory. I think it has to do with the fact that, like, she learns that Kuma didn't suffer or something like that. Or maybe that Kuma can still be saved or something like that. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Alright, bye-bye.